Let's now go straight to Bramley Police Station and speak to our senior reporter, Chriselda Lewis, who's stationed out there. Chriselda, we've just broken the news, of course, that now the two men who were taken in for questioning have now essentially been arrested. Just walk us through what happened at the house and where you are now at the moment. What is the latest?
Well, Unati, we must apologize for our shot there. You can imagine we moved from one location to another. And this is where, indeed, the son of the former president of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, Benjamin Mugabe, that name has already been put out there. But police, of course, are not confirming the name. A little bit earlier on today, Unati, you would have seen the visuals that we've been beaming on our screen of the two suspects in handcuffs. Police earlier telling us before the vehicles that they were transported in to here the Bramley Police Station, that they were being brought in for questioning. SABC News can confirm now, just a few seconds ago, police confirmed that the son of former President Robert Mugabe has now been arrested, and he has been detained with the second suspect. There are a number of lawyers, we understand, that are with the son of the former president of Mugabe inside the police cells at this stage. What we can confirm from police just a few seconds ago, confirming to us indeed that they will be detained. I specifically asked the question whether they have now been arrested. They indicate that the two suspects have now been arrested, and they say that they will be detained. A court date will be given at a later stage, but they will appear in court. That is what I'm understanding. The Gauteng Police have confirmed that they are busy with an arresting statement at the moment, that they have been arrested. In fact, I can attribute that to the police who were speaking to us on the scene at the stage. That is, of course, Colonel Diamakatso Nevhuhulwi, who confirmed to us a few moments ago that indeed the two have now been arrested. Police have confirmed that to us. That is what they are saying. They're saying that they will be detained as well. That is the official word that we're getting from the police at this stage. I certainly can attribute that to the police that have been on location at the time. Remember, there'd been a lot of confusion about exactly what had been taking place, whether they were being taken in for questioning or whether they had been arrested, because earlier on, when we arrived at the scene, when the two suspects had been brought to the front of the gate and police had been engaging with them, they'd taken them back into the house, and police came and told us that they brought them in for questioning, or were bringing them in for questioning here at the Bramley Police Station. They'd only found some cartridges on location. They are yet to find the gun which is believed to have been used in this shooting. We understand that the gardener who was shot has been taken to the hospital. He is in a critical condition, we understand, at this point, but I can certainly tell you with confirmation, with certainty, and I can attribute this to the police who I spoke to just a few moments ago, who indicated to us that we now can confirm that they've been detained. And I distinctly asked, does that detention mean arrest? And they said yes. That is an arrest. They will communicate about when they are due to appear in court. I do know that there are a number of lawyers that had gone in, perhaps to take a brief, to take this matter on. But at this particular stage, we'll learn, I guess, officially from the lawyers who will be placed on record, who will take on this matter. But of course, what we do understand as well from one of our senior colleagues, Sophie Mukwena, is that the mother of the son is alleged to also have been informed of what has taken place. We understand that she is quite distraught over what took place inside that house. We do understand that the gardener had been in some altercation with allegedly with the son of former President Robert Mugabe and the other suspect, and as a result, there was then that shooting incident. He'd run out of the gate, and after he had run out of the gate, he had fallen at some point outside the premises, and that's where the paramedics had treated him a little bit earlier on. But of course, what we can confirm at this stage, we've spoken to Colonel Diamakatso Nevhuhulwi, who was at the scene. She told us at the time, this was before the two suspects had left or brought here to Bramley, that they were being taken in for questioning. I did make another call. We do understand from police now that the two have been arrested. She did say they are going to be detained. She did say that they are going to be, the media will be told at a later stage, I guess, when they are due to appear in court. So at this particular stage, they're facing charges of attempted murder. That's what the police say those charges are. And this is, of course, relating to the shooting of the gardener. Police are yet to find the weapon that was used. We asked police a little bit earlier on, I mean, where is the weapon then? Because we do have someone who's been shot. Police say while they found cartridges at the scene, they did not find any bullet casings, and also the gun itself is still missing. So we did ask questions about whether police are investigating the possibility at this stage that the scene might have been tampered with. Police say they're not going to rule out that possibility, because the question is then, where is the gun? Where is the gun that was used in this shooting? And police are yet to find that at this stage. In actual fact, the head of crime detectives here in Gauteng, this is Khumalo, is also here on location. We understand the head of crime detectives here in Gauteng. So it's likely, well, this is just speculation at this particular point, whether this case is going to be transferred to the Gauteng division. What we find in particular mostly with these high-profile cases, in order to ensure that there is also seamless communication about what happens next, it will be then transferred to the province. We'll wait to hear if indeed that is the case, but the head of crime detectives is here at the police station at this particular time. But what I can confirm to you at this stage, just a few moments ago, speaking to the police now confirming that the two suspects have been detained, and I distinctly asked, what does that mean? Just to be clear, and they did say that they have now been arrested. They'll communicate at a later stage about when the court appearance will be facing those attempted murder charges. What we also saw a bit earlier on, police confirming to us that when SABC News arrived at the scene, the two suspects had not yet come out of the house. At some point, I do understand that they wanted to take the task force in to go and negotiate for them to come out. But then at some point, SABC News had been on location where the two suspects had come out, including, of course, these two suspects being the son of former President Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe. And we do understand from police now that they will be detained, that those are the exact words that the police used, and they said they will be arrested. They will then say when a court appearance will take place. There's been a lot of communication about exactly what is transpiring in this case, pertaining to whether it is questioning, whether it is detention, whether it is an arrest. But just a few moments before we went to air, I can certainly attribute it to the police spokesperson who was on location, telling me that the two suspects have now been arrested. They will be detained, and a court date, of course, will be communicated. But right now, they are in the cells right behind me. I do understand that there are lawyers possibly at this stage who have been brought on brief to handle this particular matter. They're facing these attempted murder charges, and police telling us that the only thing that they found on location was those cartridges. Before we left the scene itself, police had also moved to the next door house in order to go and search, because I guess they're leaving no stone unturned at this particular point pertaining to what exactly happened to the gun. And I do know that after the police had arrived on location, and the reason why they'd taken so long to remove the two suspects from the house was because they'd been taking them through the house, asking them, where is the gun? Where is the gun? But obviously there's been nothing forthcoming with regard to where this weapon is. So what we can confirm at this particular stage, police just a few moments before we went to air telling us that indeed they've been detained, indeed we can now say that they've been arrested, and that a court date will be forthcoming on those attempted murder charges. Unati, I'm not sure if you're still able to hear me at this particular point. I think we might have been disconnected, but we'll try to get a sense of what the latest is. But Colonel Diamakatso Nevhuhulwi confirming just a few moments before we went to air that indeed they will be detained. I asked if it's an arrest and she said yes, it is an arrest. That I can confirm to you, speaking to her a few moments before we went to air, because while we were at location they said they were being brought to Bramley in order to come and be questioned about what transpired at that Hyde Park address.
Chriselda, trust me, we could hear every word. Thank you so much for that comprehensive report. Chriselda Lewis, a senior reporter, just of course monitoring all angles to this developing story.